Hello and welcome everyone. How are you doing this evening? Welcome to this session on YouTube. Let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let everyone join in and then let's start. Okay? Let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let everyone join in. All right, let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes. Let everyone join in and then we start. Let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes more. Let everyone join in and then we start. Come on everyone, quickly. Come on everyone, let's wait for another minute and then we start. Hello, hi. We're waiting for everyone to join. Just 30 seconds more and then we start off. All right, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform that gives you a world of courses, resources, content, live and recorded sessions to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. And also welcome to Crack CA Exams with us, which is a vertical and channel of Unacademy that caters to the students of CA Foundation and Intermediate in their journey and pursuit of preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination by providing top educators, quality content, and overall a great learning experience. So come, let's crack CA exams with Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform. Welcome to the session today. Before we proceed, a brief introduction about the Educator. Hello, I'm Prathik Gupta. I am a Bachelor of Commerce from Christ College, Bangalore University. I am an Associate Member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I am an Associate Member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India and an Associate Member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, and also a law graduate from Karnataka State Law University. I'm currently a practicing chartered accountant and also a visiting faculty for CA subjects and an educator for CA students, both offline and online. Prior to starting on my own, I worked with SR Bartley Boy & Associates, that is the Indian member firm of Ernst & Young Global in the Audit and Assurance Department, and then I went on to work with Ernst & Young India, EY India in the Mergers and Acquisitions Department. Post that, I worked with the Manipal Group in Bangalore as the corporate controller of the Indian entity as well as a German subsidiary located in Frankfurt, Germany. And it was only after I got back from Frankfurt, Germany that I decided to start something on my own. And that gave me an opportunity to become an educator, which in turn has given me this opportunity today to be able to take this session for you young and bright CA aspirants. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I hope you find the session useful. Anytime during the session, in case you have any questions, queries, observations, or discussions to be made, please do not hesitate to drop in a line and I will take up the matter for problem solving and for discussion purposes as soon as I can. Okay, and also I'd like to bring to your attention my name, which is Prathik Gupta, Prathik. I like to focus on the H here because a lot of people misspell my name. That's why they're unable to find my sessions on YouTube as well as on the Unacademy Learning App. So Prathik is my name, and using this name you can look me up on YouTube channel of Unacademy as well as the Unacademy Learning App to go through the various many hours that I've taken on YouTube as well as the Unacademy Learning App in the form of special classes that will help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Alright, let's move on. Like I told you, the Unacademy caters to you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. It does so through three platforms, which is YouTube, Special Class, and Plus. Well, YouTube and Special Class is absolutely free, but it provides immense amount of value and resources to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. YouTube session is what you're attending right now. That is the YouTube channel of Unacademy, and it's absolutely free. And then special classes are conducted on an app called as the Unacademy Learning App, which I will tell you in the following slides. They too are absolutely free of cost, but they provide you an enormous amount of resources to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Let's talk about the Plus platform of Unacademy. The Plus platform of Unacademy is the premium platform of Unacademy. That is also a payment-based subscription model which has various subscription packages for the various examinations. More about the packages in the following slides. In this slide, I will tell you why I recommend and encourage you to become a part of the Plus platform of Unacademy as soon as possible in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. The first reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the daily live classes it provides to you on a daily basis, where you get to chat with your educator, engage in discussions, ask your doubts and answer polls, all this while the class is going on. Yes, you heard it right, all this while the class is going on. You do not need to wait for the end of the class, you do not need to wait for a couple of hours after the class, you do not need to wait for a couple of days after the class. You do not need to wait for the weekend after the class, and neither do you need to wait to fix up an appointment with your educator to ask your doubts. You can do so in a live classroom as and when on a real-time basis, and your educator will be happy to answer your queries and discuss with you. It's as simple as putting your hand up in a live classroom, and your educator will take up your matter for discussion or solve your problem as soon as he can. The second reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the live tests and quizzes it conducts on a regular basis, which help to evaluate your preparation with the regular mock tests and quizzes and get a detailed analysis of your performance. Now, you might wonder why this evaluation and detailed analysis of your performance is important. So let me tell you that whenever you prepare for a professional examination, it becomes pertinent for you to take a stock of your preparation from time to time to know where you stand, to know how prepared are you, to know which areas you're well prepared, which areas you require more preparation, and which areas you might require external help. Basically, the Plus platform of Unacademy helps to break down your preparation into 3 areas, that is your strong areas, your not so strong areas, and your weak areas, so that whatever limited preparation time you have, you can spend that time accordingly on these areas until a time when your weak areas and your not so strong areas eventually become your strong areas. Thereby, the Plus platform of Unacademy ensures minimum wastage of time and maximum utilization of your precious time while preparing for a professional examination like a CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. The third reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the structured courses it provides, as all the courses are structured in line with your exam syllabus to help you best prepare for it, which simply means that all the Plus courses on the Plus platform of Unacademy are prepared keeping in mind your exam syllabus, so that once you complete the Plus platform on the Plus, once you complete a Plus course on the Plus platform of Unacademy, you can rest assured, you can rest assured that you have completed the syllabus of your examination without missing out on any important or major point. And lastly, and most importantly, why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the unlimited access it provides, as one subscription gets you access to all the live and recorded courses to watch from the comfort of any of your devices, which simply means the one subscription to the Plus platform gives you access to all the live and recorded Plus courses, all the live and recorded special classes that Unacademy has to offer to you in order to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination, which you can view from the comfort of any of your devices, which means you can view all those live and recorded special classes, live and recorded Plus courses from your mobile phone, laptop, tablet, or desktop, as the case may be, without any restrictions. Also, you can view all those sessions or courses 24/7 without any timing restrictions like 10 to 4, 10 to 5, 10 to 6. Nah, there are no restrictions like that whatsoever. Okay, you can access the information 24/7. You need to just pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning App, and start your preparation. It's as simple as that. And also, all these courses and sessions are available to you from any location, whether you're at home, whether you're in college, whether in office, whether you're coming back home from college or office, or whether you're going to college or office, or whether you're waiting for someone for a meeting, or you're in your native place, or you're on a vacation and you want to study. You can simply pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning App, and start your preparation without any restrictions. All you require is a data plan or a good internet connection, which all of us are blessed with today. So keeping all these points in mind and these advantages in mind, I strongly recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy as soon as possible in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Okay? Like in the previous slide, I spoke about live and recorded Plus courses, live and recorded special classes. So please remember, they are all available on an app called as the Unacademy Learning App. So for all of you who have downloaded the Unacademy Learning App, I thank you very much, and I request your support in the future as well. For those of you who have not yet downloaded the Unacademy Learning App, I request you to go to your Play Store on your mobile phone, download the Unacademy Learning App, install the Unacademy Learning App on your mobile phone, put in your mobile number where you will get an OTP, and using that OTP you can register on the Unacademy Learning App. It is as simple as that, with no lengthy or complicated procedures. Alright, so now your next question will be, what do you get from the Unacademy Learning App? So let me tell you that from the Unacademy Learning App, you get access to all the live and recorded special classes that Unacademy has to offer to you, and you get access to all the live and recorded Plus courses that Unacademy has to offer to you in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. So I request all of you to download the Unacademy Learning App, install it on your phone, register on it using your mobile number and the OTP sent to that mobile number, and start making use of all the enormous amount of resources that are available there, waiting to be used by you in your preparation. And I also request you to spread the word around to help the people around you know about the Unacademy Learning App, help them download and install the Unacademy Learning App on your phone, on their phones, help them install, register on it using their mobile numbers and OTPs sent to that, so that they can make use of all the resources that the Unacademy has to provide to them for their preparations. Alright, please take about 30 seconds, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Now, let's come to this important slide. Like I told you, the Plus platform of Unacademy is the premium platform of Unacademy. That is a payment-based subscription model, and also which provides various subscription packages for the various examinations. So accordingly, the CA Foundation and the intermediate subscription packages provided by the Plus platform of Unacademy are as follows. The packages provided are for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months and 24 months. The 1 month package costs you rupees 3,500. The 3 months package costs you rupees 8,750. The 6 months package costs you about 14,000 rupees. The 12 months package costs you about 17,500. And the 24 months package costs you about 21,000 rupees. Now please remember, all these are the listed price. So before you make the payment for the package of your choice, please do not forget to use the code Prathik, Prathik, to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. I repeat, please do not forget to use the code Prathik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. The after discount price of the various packages are as follows. One second. The 1 month package will cost you rupees 3,150. The 3 month package will cost you rupees 7,875. The 6 months package will cost you rupees 12,600. The 12 month package will cost you rupees 15,750. And the 24 months package will cost you rupees 18,900. So you see, immediately you get a discount of 10% on the above listed price when you use my code Prathik. Now I personally recommend you to start off with the 12 months or 24 months packages for 2 reasons. Firstly, because it is cost effective. If you compare the per 1 month package cost with the per month cost of the 12 months package and the 24 months package, you will see that you're getting great cost savings almost immediately. And secondly, and most importantly, since the CA Foundation and Intermediate course are provided to you in one package, a 12-month or 24 months package will be highly beneficial to you because it covers the duration of both your courses, that is the CA Foundation and the Intermediate, as it normally takes a minimum time of 12 months for you to prepare and clear the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. So if you're getting a package that is 12 months or 24 months package that covers the entire duration of both the courses, that is CA Foundation and CA Intermediate, at a very cost-effective price, I think that is a very good deal for you. But having said this, you're free to choose the package of your choice. But before you make the payment for the package of your choice, please do not forget to use the code Prathik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. You can also make use of the no-cost EMI option available for the 6 months, 12 months and 24 months packages, just in case you do not wish to make the entire payment at one shot. The payment options available to you are internet banking, debit card and credit card, and also all the coins that you've accumulated by watching the special classes can be redeemed while making the payment for your Plus course. So keeping in mind all these packages, these offers, these discount offers, and also the advantages that I told you in the previous slides, I strongly recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy as soon as possible in order to enhance and accelerate your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Alright, please take about 30 seconds, go through the slide and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Shall we proceed? All right. Now, like I told you, the Unacademy Learning App gives you access to all the live and recorded special classes. Here are the snapshots of few of the many special classes that I have conducted on the Unacademy Learning App that you can make use of in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. There are special classes on the Revision Test Paper, Sale of Goods Act, the Indian Contracts Act, the Companies Act, Fundamentals of Accounting, Retirement of Partner, Admission of Partner, Death of Partner, Valuation of Inventories, revision on final accounts of entities, revision on sale of goods sent on approval or return basis. Please remember, there are, for all the practical subjects, there are problems that are solved live, okay, so for your benefit. So please go through them, log into the Unacademy Learning App, go to my profile, Prathik Gupta, Prathik, Gupta, and you will find all the many sessions that I've conducted on the Unacademy Learning App that you will find helpful in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Alright, please take 30 seconds, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Okay, here are the links to few of the many special classes that I have conducted on the Unacademy Learning App. You can either click on these links or copy and paste these links on your browser to take you directly to the Unacademy Learning App, where you view these special classes. There are special classes on the Indian Contracts Act, the Sale of Goods Act, the Indian Partnership Act, the Limited Liability Partnership Act, the Companies Act, Basics of Communication, Accounting Concepts, and Revision Test Papers, among many other sessions there for your perusal on the Unacademy Learning App and my profile, Prathik Gupta. So please take 30 seconds, go through this, and I request all of you to make use of all these resources. All right. Okay. So this is a little bit of my schedule for the next couple of days. Okay, you can view this, and then let's go on to discussion on revision test papers, November 2019. Business laws. Okay, so the way I'm going to do is I'm going to read the question, explain the question to you, read the answer, explain the answer to you, give you a couple of minutes to read, and then proceed. Okay, I'm going to take it nice and easy because you need to pay attention to it as well. Okay, in between, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Okay, let's go to Indian Contracts Act 1872, question number 1. Define an offer. Explain the essentials of a valid offer. How an offer is different from an invitation to offer. Okay, this is a favorite question as well. It's asked quite a few times. Now, please remember, these are the revision test papers for November 2019, business laws issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and being used here for educational and discussion purposes only. Okay, so these are actual questions issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and it has a very good chance for it to be picked up in the examinations. Okay, so please pay attention. Alright, so the first question is define an offer. Explain the essentials of a valid offer, how an offer is different from an invitation to offer. Okay, so the question is asking us about a valid offer and how an offer is different from invitation to offer. Let's look at the answer. Definition. The word proposal and offer are used interchangeably, and it is defined under section 2A of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 as when one person signifies to another his willingness to do or to abstain from doing anything with a view to obtaining the assent of the other to such act or abstinence, he is said to make a proposal. Okay, so please remember the important terms here is to do an act or to abstain from doing an act, which simply means whether you want to do an act or you want to stop or refrain from doing an act. Okay, so both is an offer. Look, for example, if I offer you that I want to sell my laptop for 10,000 rupees, that's an offer. Okay, that's an act. Or if I tell you that if you pay me 10,000 rupees, I will not sell it to anyone else. That is also an abstinence of an act. Okay, that means I'm not going to sell it to anyone else if you pay me 10,000 rupees. Okay, so a proposal can be either to perform an act or from stopping to perform a particular act. He is said to make a proposal. All right, essentials. The following important essentials of an offer. First one, it must be capable of creating legal obligation. Now, please remember, any agreement which can create a legal obligation is equal to a contract. Legal obligation or legal enforceability means if there is a breach of any of the provisions of that agreement or contract, legal remedies are available to the parties. Okay, must be certain, definite, and not vague. So an offer must be certain, and definite, and not vague. Certain and definite simply means if I make an offer saying I'm just thinking about selling my laptop, let me see what price I get for it. Now, that is not an offer. That is not a definite offer. That is a vague offer. All right. So an offer should be, I'm planning to sell my laptop to you for 10,000 rupees. Are you interested in buying it? That is what an offer is. Are you clear? Then must be communicated. An offer, obviously, for an offer to be accepted, it has to be communicated to the person to whom it is made, and only then he can say yes or no to the offer. Okay, if it's not communicated, it is not a valid offer. Fourth one, must be made with a view of obtaining the assent of the other party. So an offer should always be made with an intention of getting a yes or no from the other person. Okay, so unless these things are done, then it is not a valid offer. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this slide, then we move on to the next slide. Take it easy. This is an important question. Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Let me know once you're done. Any questions, please ask me. Go through this. Please take 2 minutes, all of you. Any questions, please ask me. Let me know once you're done, all of you viewing the session. Are we done? Any questions? Okay, let's wait for another 30 seconds and then we proceed. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Now, an offer may be conditional. An offer should not contain a term, the non-compliance of which would amount to acceptance. An offer may be general or specific, may be express or implied. A statement of price is not an offer. Okay, so let's look at each of them. An offer may be conditional. You can say that, okay, I'm planning to sell my laptop to you for 10,000 rupees if you pay me the entire thing by cash upfront. If you take a credit, then it will be 15,000 rupees. Okay, so an offer can always be conditional. It need not be absolute. Okay, then an offer should not contain a term, the non-compliance of which will amount to acceptance. So there cannot be any negative acceptance. Like if you keep quiet for 2 days, I will assume it is accepted. No. The acceptance also has to be very verbal and very express. It cannot be something that is understood. It can't be subtle. It has to be very clear. Okay, an offer should not contain a term, the non-compliance of which will amount to acceptance. It may be general or specific. Now, when is an offer general? An offer is general when it is made to a large number of people. When it is specific, when it is made to anyone specific, like Ajay, I want to sell my laptop to you for 10,000 rupees. Are you interested in buying it? That is a specific offer. But if I tell you that, hey, I'm willing to sell my laptop for 10,000 rupees. Okay, so let me know if anyone wants it. Or if I ask in a group, do any of you want to buy my laptop for 10,000 rupees? Then that is a general offer. It is made to a lot of people, not to one. Okay. It may be expressed and implied. Expressed means either it could be in writing or it could be verbal or it could be through actions. You might just offer something. Yeah, you want this laptop for 10,000. So an offer may be both expressed or implied. A statement of price is not an offer. This is an important term. Please pay attention. Now, if I just say that, if I sell my laptop, I might get 10,000 rupees. Okay, no, that's not an offer. That's a statement of price that if I sell my laptop, how much am I expected to get? So that's not an offer. An offer should be clear, crisp, and not vague. Okay, it can be specific or general as well. Are we clear? Then offer an invitation to an offer differentiated. In terms of section 2A of the Act, an offer is the final expression of willingness by the offerer to be bound by the offer should the other party choose to accept it. Okay, so an offer simply means if I make an offer to you saying, do you want to buy my laptop for 10,000 rupees? If you say no, that's fine. But the minute you say yes, then I'm bound by the offer and a legal relationship is established between both of us. So that is an offer. It is one step before the final sale. On the other hand, offers made with the intention to negotiate or offers to receive offers are known as invitation to offer. Okay, I'm planning to sell my laptop. Let me know if anyone wants to buy it. Now I have not spoken about the price. I have not given an offer, nothing. So basically I'm just waiting for people to come and give me the price so that I can negotiate with them. Thus, where a party without expressing his final willingness proposes certain terms on which he is willing to negotiate, he does not make an offer, but only invites the other party to make an offer on those terms. Hence, the only thing that is required is the willingness of the offeree to abide by the terms of the offer. So that is the difference between an invitation to offer and an offer. Please take 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions? Please ask me. Any questions? Please ask. Any questions? Anyone? I see a few of you online. Yes, any questions? Please ask me. Or if you're done reading it and you have no questions, let me know and we'll proceed. Okay, please take about a minute more. Let me know once you're done, please. Any questions, anyone? Take another minute, then we proceed. Okay, are we done? Okay, let's move to the next question. What do you understand by the term consideration? Are there any circumstances under which a contract under the provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872 without consideration is valid? Okay, so this question is broken up into 2 questions. First one, what do you understand by the term consideration? Second part, are there any circumstances under which a contract under the provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872 without which a contract without consideration is valid? Okay, please explain. Right, so now remember we are talking about the Indian Contracts Act 1872. So let's look at answer, meaning of consideration. The expression consideration in general terms means Price paid for an obligation. Okay, I'm willing to sell my laptop to you for 10,000. So the price you've paid to me is 10,000 rupees, in return which I've given you the laptop. According to Section 2D of the Indian Contracts Act 1872, when at the desire of the promiser, that is, I am the promiser who is promising you to give my laptop if you pay me 10,000. The promisee or the any other person has done or abstained from doing anything, or does or abstains from doing, or promises to do or abstains from doing something. Okay, so now please remember, when I'm offering you my laptop, it can either be you pay me cash right now, so that's an absolute contract, or you can promise to pay me a cash next week, or you can give me a check for 2 weeks dated, that is a promise to pay. Or I can also tell you that I'm willing to give you my laptop if you do not do a particular thing. Okay, so that is an act of abstinence. So if I'm asking you not to do something, and in return if I'm offering you my laptop, then that is abstaining you from doing something, which is also a consideration. Then such an act or abstinence or promise is called consideration for the promise. Thus, on analyzing the above definition, the following ingredients are essential in understanding the meaning of the term consideration. What are the essential terms? First one, it is an act of doing something, paying me 10,000 rupees. It is an abstinence or forbearance, abstaining or refraining from doing something. That means, please do not leave India for some time. Then I will give you the laptop. That means you're abstaining from leaving India. A return promise. That means you promise to pay me next week. You don't pay me immediately, but you promise to pay me next week. So that is also a consideration. Please take 2 minutes, go through this slide. Any questions, please ask me, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask me. Take about a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, anyone? If you do, please ask me. Or if you're done, please let me know and we'll proceed. I want you to take your time and read this. Okay, take about 30 seconds more and then we proceed to the next slide. Done? Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so the general rule is that an agreement made without consideration is void. Section 25 of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 provides for exceptions to this rule where an agreement without consideration is valid. Okay, so normally any agreement without consideration is void, but Section 25 of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 makes certain exceptions to this rule where an agreement without consideration is valid. Now let's have a look at what are those agreements. Firstly, a natural love and affection. Section 25(1), where an agreement is expressed in writing and registered under the law for time being in force for the registration of documents and is made on account of natural love and affection between the parties standing in near relation to each other the agreement is enforceable even though the consideration is absent. So basically we're talking about any gift between blood relationship which is given out of natural love and affection, like mother to son, father to son, mother to daughter. If there is any gift given from out of love and affection, that is a valid contract even though there is no consideration. For gifts and all that, you never have any consideration, okay? But that document has to be registered with the appropriate authorities, and whatever stamp duty and registration charges are there, those need to be paid. Okay, and then if that is done, then such agreements without considerations are absolutely valid. They are not void. Are we clear? Compensation for past voluntary services. Okay, so now a promise to compensate wholly in part a person who has already voluntarily done something for the promisor is enforceable without consideration. So basically in the past, if someone has done something voluntarily, but it was not meant to be charitable, it was meant to be payable, but if in the past someone has done something for you, that time you did not pay him, but later on if you pay him, okay, then that becomes a compensation for past voluntary service. Okay, so that is again an agreement without a consideration. It is enforceable even without consideration. All right. Then promise to pay time barred debts. Now what do you mean by time barred debts? Please remember, time barred debts is according to the Limitation Act. There is an act known as Limitation Act, and there is a period within which you need to take your legal remedies. If you do not take your legal remedies between that time, then you cannot claim it later. Okay, so for example, the normal minimum limitation period is about 3 years. Okay, so let's say a person owed you some money, and within 3 years you did not take that money from him, or you did not claim it from him, and neither did you take any legal action in those 3 years. So then that becomes a time barred debt. Then the agreement is valid because provided it is made in writing and is signed by the debtor or his agent authorized on their behalf. So in case a person promises to pay you a time barred debt, even though he is not supposed to pay it, there is no obligation for him to pay it, but still that is an agreement without consideration. So that's an exception to the rule that agreements without consideration are void. Okay, then completed gift. As per explanation 1 to section 25, nothing in the section 25 shall affect the validity as between donor and donee as on any gift actually made. Thus, gifts do not require any consideration. So these are 4 exceptions to the rule that agreements without consideration are void. Okay, please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Carefully read it. Are we done? Are we done? Please take about a minute more, go through this carefully. It's an important question as well. Are we done? Let me know, please. Take a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. I want you to carefully go through this and then ask me any questions you may have. That's the reason why I'm giving you time to read. Okay, let's proceed. Question number 3. A sends an offer to B to sell his second-hand car for rupees 1,40,000 with the condition that if B does not reply within a week, he A shall treat the offer as accepted. Is A correct in his proposition? What shall be the position if B communicates his acceptance after 1 week? Okay, so A sends an offer to B to sell his second-hand car for rupees 1,40,000. He also puts a condition to B that if in 1 week if he doesn't hear back from him, then he will assume that the B has accepted the offer. Now the second part of the question is, what will be the position if B communicates his acceptance after 1 week? Okay, that's the second part of the offer. Now let's look at the answer. Acceptance to an offer cannot be implied merely from the silence of the offeree, even if it is expressly stated in the offer itself, unless the offeree has by his previous conduct indicated that his silence amounts to acceptance. It cannot be taken as a valid acceptance. Okay, so in the given problem, if B remains silent, it does not amount to acceptance. The acceptance must be made within the time period prescribed by the offerer. The acceptance of an offer after the time prescribed by the offer has lapsed will not avail to turn in the offer into a contract. Okay, so basically let's discuss this. Firstly, whenever an acceptance is made, as we clearly saw in the definition of acceptance also, you cannot make a condition saying that if you remain silent for a week, then it is assumed to be accepted. No, that cannot be done. So first proposition of A is wrong, saying that if you do not reply within a week, then it is assumed to be accepted. That is a wrong contention. And secondly, if a time is given in the offer, saying 1 week, 2 weeks, and if the acceptance is communicated after that, then that acceptance cannot be valid, or it cannot be taken into consideration because it had to be given within the time prescribed. All right? Okay. Please take about 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, I'm not too sure who's the one giving the thumbs down because I don't see anyone watching them. But anyway, I think you should be attending the session and then be deciding on that. Okay, thank you. Okay, please take about 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, please take about a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. All right, shall we proceed? Okay, let's look at the next question. It's a lengthy question. I request all of you to pay attention. Question number 4. X, Y, and Z jointly borrowed rupees 50,000 from A. The whole amount was repaid to A by Y. Okay, so X, Y, and Z borrowed rupees 50,000 from A, and the whole amount was repaid to A by Y alone. Decide in light of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 whether Y can recover the contribution from X and Z. 2. Legal representatives of X are liable in the case of death of X. And third, Y can recover the contribution from assets in case Z becomes insolvent. Okay, so this is broken up into 3 parts. So let's look at the first part. Section 42 of the Indian Contracts Act 1872 requires that when 2 or more persons have made a joint promise, then unless a contrary intention appears from the contract, all such persons jointly must fulfill the promise. In the event of death of any of them, his representatives jointly with the survivors, and in the case of death of all promisers, the representatives of all jointly must fulfill the promise. Okay, so whenever whenever an amount is taken jointly by a person, then all the persons jointly are responsible to pay that amount back. And in case if anyone dies, then the representatives of the person who's died, along with the living promisers, have to fulfill the promise. Okay, so either one of them or all of them together must jointly fulfill the promise. Okay. Section 43 allows the promisee to seek performance from any of the joint promisers. Okay, now whoever has lent the money to them, he will not go and ask all of them X, Y, and Z. He will ask any one of them to repay the money. The liability of the joint promisers has thus been made not only joint but also joint and several. Section 43 provides that in the absence of express agreement to the contrary, the promisee may compel any one or more of the joint promisers to perform the whole of the promise. So the promisee basically has no idea about who has to pay. When they've given a loan to X, Y, and Z, he can ask anyone for the loan. And then any one of them, either severally or jointly, has to repay the loan to the promisee, and then he can recover the loan from the other amount or their legal representatives. Okay, please take 2 minutes. Go through this. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask me. Take about 2 minutes. Go through this. Okay, let me know once you're done. Please take another minute. Any questions, please ask me. Let me know once you're done, please. Are we done? G. Pankaj, the December paper. Okay, I don't have the paper yet in my hand, but I will know in a day or two. I will discuss the paper. Okay, the December 2020 law paper. Okay, Pankaj. How was it, by the way? Did you appear? Did you appear for the examination? Pankaj. Pankaj, I'm waiting for your reply. Okay, so in a couple of days, I will discuss the December paper. Okay, Pankaj? Yeah. Any questions here so far? Any questions? Pankaj, any questions? Okay. All the best, Pankaj. I hope you really do well. All the best to you. कहाँ से हैं आप पंकज? हम्म? चलिए, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, section 43 allows the promisee to seek performance from any one of the joint promisers, that is X, Y, or Z. The liability of the joint promisers has thus been made not only joint but joint and several. Section 43 provides that in the absence of express agreement to the contrary, the promisee may compel any one or more of the joint promisers to perform the whole of the promise. Okay, so basically X, Y, or Z, anyone can be compelled to perform the promise. As per the provisions of the above sections, let's answer the three questions. First question, Y can recover the contribution from X and Z because X, Y, and Z are joint promisers. Okay, so even though Y has paid the money to A, Y can recover the money from X and Z. Okay, that's your first question. Second one, legal representative of X are liable to pay the contribution to Y. However, a legal representative is liable only to the extent of the property of the deceased received by him. And Y can also recover the contribution from Z's assets. Okay, so the second question is, if X passes away, then his representatives have to pay the amount to Y. But please remember, the representatives of the deceased person are liable to pay only to the extent the deceased person has left his assets with them. Okay, not more than that. The third question is, Y can also recover the contribution from Z's assets. So in case Z becomes insolvent, Y can also recover the money from Z's assets. All right, please take about 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Please take 2 minutes. Please take another minute or so. Carefully read it and then we proceed. Are we done? Okay, let's proceed to the next one. Question number 5. Okay. Question number 5. A student was induced by his teacher to sell his brand new car to the latter at less than the purchase price to secure more marks in the examination. Accordingly, the car was sold. However, the father of the student persuaded him to sue his teacher. State whether the student can sue his teacher. Okay, so the question goes like this. A student was induced by his teacher to sell his brand new car to the latter, that means to the teacher, for a price. Okay, so the teacher induced his student to sell him a car at less than the cost price, and the student sold the car to him. However, the father of the student persuaded him to sue his teacher. State whether the student can sue his teacher or not. Okay, that's your question. So let's look at the answer. Yes, A can sue his teacher on the ground of undue influence. Okay, so there is no free consent under the provisions of the Contracts Act 1872. According to Section 16 of the Indian Contracts Act 1872, a contract is said to be induced by undue influence where the relations subsisting between the parties are such that one of the parties is in position to dominate the will of the other, and he uses that position to obtain an unfair advantage over the other. Okay, so basically undue influence means when there are two people and one person is in such a position that he can dominate the will of the other, like father, son, teacher, student, doctor, patient, master, servant. Okay, in that case the consent is not said to be free and it is said to be obtained by undue influence. Okay, so a person is deemed to be in a position to dominate the will of another if where he holds the real or apparent authority over the other, father, son, where he stands in a fiduciary relationship over the apparent authority is master, servant, where he stands in a fiduciary relationship with father, son, where he makes a contract with a person whose mental capacity is temporarily or permanently affected by reason of age, illness, or mental or bodily distress, for example, an illiterate person. Okay, so again, a person of unsound mind. So these are situations in which undue influence is said to be made. Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, any questions? Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Take another minute. Any questions, please ask. Any questions? Okay, so question number 6. Explain the meaning of quasi contract. This is again a very favorite question. State the circumstances which are identified as quasi contracts by the Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay, so answer to quasi contracts. Now, this is a favorite question, so please. Hi Kasim, how are you? Welcome to the session. Okay, so quasi contracts, even in the absence of a contract, certain social relationships give rise to certain specific obligations to be performed by certain persons. These are known as quasi contracts as they create some obligations in the case of regular contracts. Quasi contracts are based on the principles of equity and justice and good conscience. Okay, now these are not contracts that are created by a valid offer and acceptance or writing an agreement and selling. No, these are contracts created by the operation of law and out of moral responsibilities. Okay, they are created out of equity, justice and good conscience. The salient features of quasi contracts are as follows. First, such a right is always a right to money. So mainly the quasi contracts creates a right, and the right is to money, and generally, though not always, to a liquidated sum of money. Does not arise from any agreement between the parties concerned, but the obligation is imposed by law. So like I told you, quasi contracts are not created by writing down agreements and offer and acceptance. These are created by or imposed by law, moral obligations. The rights available are not against the world, but against a particular person or persons only. So in this respect, it resembles to a contractual right. Okay, so a quasi contract, the right is available only against that particular person against whom it is exercised, not against the whole world. Okay, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Please take 2 minutes. Any questions, please ask. Please take a minute more. Please read it carefully. It's an important question. A favorite question from the exam point of view as well. Please take a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Circumstances identified as quasi contracts. Okay, so now these are the circumstances which are identified as quasi contracts. Claim for necessaries supplied to a person incapable of contracting. So any person supplying necessaries of life to a person who is incapable of contracting is entitled to claim the price from the other person's property. Similarly, where the money is paid to such person for purchase of necessaries, reimbursement can be claimed. That's the first point. Second one, payment by an interested person. A person who has paid a sum of money which another person is obliged to pay is entitled to be reimbursed by that person provided the payment has been made by him to protect his own interest. That means if A owes some money to B, but C pays the money to B on behalf of A, okay, then A is supposed to pay the money to C. Alright, so that is a normal understanding, and that's a quasi contract. Then we have obligation of a person enjoying benefits of a non-gratuitous act. When a person lawfully does anything for another person or delivers anything to him, not intending to do so gratuitously, and such other person enjoys the benefit thereof, the latter is bound to pay compensation to the former in respect of to or to restore the thing so done or delivered. Okay, so whenever a person does something for another person and does not intend to do it in a charitable manner, then the person for whom that work has been done has to reimburse the first person for the amount of work that he's done. Please take a minute, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions? Please ask. Any questions? Please ask. Okay, if there are no questions, we will be ending this session with this, and we will continue tomorrow at about 9 p.m. Okay.